Talking Shirts is presented in partnership with White Oak Cottage. For more information, visit whiteoakcottage.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to episode 83 of Talking Shirts. I'm Mike from Hull KR Shirts, and today we're going to take a look at the 2009 away shirt. Now recently I've been having a little look through my wonderful array of Hull KR shirts, and I've been trying to pinpoint the shirts that we've not covered on episodes of Talking Shirts. There's been a few where I've covered them multiple times, especially if we've got a high caliber player. Now the 2009 away shirt was a shirt that did actually take me quite a while to get hold of, and I've recently picked up another one. So I'm quite happy to be able to bring to you today Peter Fox's 2009 away shirt. So we'll start with the basics of the shirt, which is naturally it is a grey shirt. And there's quite a lot of orange detailing that goes on. So we've got the grey front body, we've got the orange detailing which comes down onto the arms, down into what the side panels are that then kind of just knifes off into the front. And then we've also got that traditional band going across the front of the chest there. It's a little bit thinner than we have seen on some occasions. Very reminiscent, this one, of other shirts such as the 2019 home shirt, which I'll pop a picture up of for you there. You can see that we've got the band, which is thinner than usual, with the sponsor dropping just underneath. This shirt was manufactured by Cougar, who was with those guys from 2009 through to 2011. So they'll have produced 6 shirts for Rovers, and this one is probably maybe joint second least favourite, along with the 2010 away shirt, which I'll pop up a picture of. I think it's just the colours. I don't know. There's just something about it that I just don't quite buy into, which I have done on various other shirt designs that have been a little bit more sort of quirky or out there, shall we say. Everything on the front of this shirt is dye sublimated into the shirt. So we've got TC Power Limited. That is the old collar spot, which has dropped down here just slightly below. We've got Cougar, that has also been dye sublimated, along with the Hull Kingston Rovers club crest. We also have Parasol, which was the main front shirt sponsor, as you can see here. The front of the shirt also carries this gel grip patch, which has been quite well worn down now. It's not as sticky as what some of them are. But strangely enough, on these shirts from 2009, you'll see that down the side here and on the side here, and also on the sleeves, and I'll pop some pictures up so you can get a bit of a closer look, but there's quite a lot of this gel detailing going on here as well, which is really strange, because this was the first time that Rovers actually had this level of gel detailing on a shirt. But not only did they put it on this shirt in multiple forms, 2010 actually had no gel grip patches on it. So we kind of went from having loads to then having none, and then we didn't see that reintroduced again until sort of 2013, when Berda was producing the shirt. So yeah, quite a little bit of an interesting dynamic there. As we take a look at the sleeve here, you'll see that we've got the Engage Super League patch. These have been heat applied, and these ones are in like a felt material, which is quite interesting. It's really soft to touch and really easy to get damaged. Now, you could be fooled from looking at this one and thinking that this shirt doesn't carry too much game damage, and you might be right. But I'll show you the other one, which that says to me has definitely seen some game minutes on the field. Under here, you'll see that we've got some reinforced stitching. This black stitching is quite evident across this shirt, which basically stops the shirt from ripping in contact, or if it's pulled, which just makes the shirts a bit more durable. It's not uncommon to see a circle stitch going around loads of different intersecting connections on stitching, especially on player worn shirts, although some replica shirts do carry the same level of detail as well. As I told you about a second ago, you will see on this sleeve here we have got a very, very damaged Engage Super League patch. So this is kind of fraying and peeling, and there's a lot that's kind of picked and ripped off that. So I'm fairly confident that this shirt has seen some game time. Like I say, it's definitely been worn at some point. Now, that could have been by a young kid in the park, or it could have been by Peter Fox during a game for Hull KR. I am obviously hoping that it is the latter. So that's been the front and the sides of the 2009 away shirt. Here's a quick word from our sponsor before we take a look at the back.
White Oak Cottage is a 2-bedroom luxury holiday cottage set in the stunning Lincolnshire Wolds. It has 2 ensuite bedrooms, a hot tub, wood burner, Wi-Fi, electric vehicle charger, and is pet friendly. It is ideally situated in the Wolds, yet only 15 miles from the coast and 25 miles from the historic city of Lincoln. For more information, visit whiteoakcottage.co.uk.
Welcome back to episode 83 of Talking Shirts. Before that quick break, we was taking a look around Peter Fox's 2009 Hull KR away shirt, and we've now arrived round the back of the shirt. As you can see here, we've got a very clean back, something that we are quite accustomed to now when you think about the name and the number needing to be visible on the back of a playing shirt. That's basically to support the referee. We've been able to read the number on the back of a shirt, but it is also to help the crowd in attendance and also the TV cameras for those games that are broadcast across, hopefully in the future, many different and wonderful broadcast partners. We have got Parasol. That has been dye sublimated, as it has on the front of the shirt. And you'll notice that there's considerably a lot less sponsors on this shirt compared to those that are manufactured now in the 2020s. So even sort of back in 2009, which was 14 years ago, even the sponsors then were as prevalent on shirts as what they are now. So we do have quite a lot more sponsorship on there. You'll also notice that in 2009, Parasol, as I mentioned earlier, was also the front of shirt sponsor. So it might even be that was a dual agreement, or it might just be a case of you pay this one fee and we'll put it in 2 locations for you. Obviously, that is just speculation. We'll have a little word about Peter Fox. Now, I have covered one of Peter Fox's shirts in the past, and I covered his 2010 home shirt. That was in episode 38 of Talking Shirts. So we have covered quite a few since then. Found it a little bit poetic that episode 83 and episode 38, if you flip those numbers around, was both Peter Fox, but I can promise you that was purely coincidence and not any sort of planning or preparation. So Peter Fox, he made 105 appearances for Hull KR during his career, scoring 56 tries. Quite often known as Feed the Fox and he will score. He was somebody who was very, very good at finding that try line, obviously averaging just over a try every other game, which for me is a great record, especially considering most of his games that was played were in the Super League at the highest level in this country. Pete's a great lad. He's done a little bit of work with us at Hull KR Shirts before. He did an episode of Getting Shirty. If you want to have a little look at that, you can find that on hullkrshirts.co.uk. And he's a really, really down-to-earth guy, is Pete. He's somebody who's always been very happy to help me when I've ever asked him any questions about his playing career, and obviously with the episode of Getting Shirty as well. So, yeah, Pete, thank you very much for that. And it's wonderful for me to be able to add a second shirt of yours into my collection. You'll see here that there's a little bits of damage going on to the name. There's a sort of a line that goes straight through the shirt, and the edges are just ever so slightly starting to peel. There's quite a bit of bobbling that's going on to the back of the shirt. That is very common with shirts from this era. They were very easily bobbled. I don't know if it was just sort of the material that was used, or if it's just the way that they were washed, but it is something that happens quite a bit across the shirts that was made by Cougar in that sort of 09 to 2011 era. The number 2 here, we've got a little bit of damage going on to the bottom. That could be one of many things. I'm not entirely sure that is game damage. That could have been there beforehand, or it could have been something that's happened after the fact. But either way, I am still quite confident that this shirt has seen some game minutes. Now, I will endeavour to try and find photos of Peter wearing this shirt, and fingers crossed I'll be able to match it to a known game. And at this moment in time, I haven't been able to photo match it, purely through not having the time to do any investigatory work. So I will. I've got a list of shirts that I need to look into, and I've got albums upon albums of photos to be able to search through. So hopefully at some point I will be able to find a picture of Peter Fox wearing this exact Hull KR shirt that I have got in front of me. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Talking Shirts. Thank you very much for watching as always. And please feel free to check out the wonderful array of my collection of episodes of Talking Shirts. Obviously, we've got quite a few of those now over on YouTube. And also, please have a look at my social media platforms. I have recently relaunched, we'll say relaunched, kind of done a soft launch of my Instagram page, where I'm going to be having a little bit more detailed post going on there, including some carousel images and some other bits that have come sort of to my attention recently. So yeah, fingers crossed that'll be something that will entertain you to no end when it comes to Hull KR and the polyester and the cotton that they have worn over the years. Check back in another couple of weeks and I'll be back with episode 84. Bye for now.